I am running for another term on the Richardson City Council because we have started so many awesome initiatives from 2021, and I just want to make sure that I can see those through to the end. We came so close to being a silver level bike friendly city this year. I think that next session we can get it, but we just have to do a little bit more work. We have a lot of master plans that are coming through, and I think that there is some benefit to having a little more tenure on council. I'm sort of in that middle band, and so I still have some fresh ideas. I'm still blowing and going with that, but at the same time, I understand the context for a lot of the things that we're talking about now. So I'm running. I can't wait to add my value again to the city council. I'll be the only option on the ballot for place 4. I don't have an opponent, but I'm excited, and I would appreciate everyone's support. My top policy priorities have always been and continue to be making sure that our police and fire are well taken care of, that we have a very walkable city, that new developments that come in, that they do promote walkability, that our city in general is very conducive to bikeability, and of course, just making sure that our construction projects, that they go on time and that they're comprehensive and that we're tackling the places we need to tackle. I think that, the voters obviously measure success for us every 2 years, whether they choose to keep us or not. But in addition, I would say that just the fiscal health of the city is really important. I think that for example, if we look at the budget and the debt that we take out, we have sort of a debt to tax ratio of about 8%. And that has remained more or less constant, at least since like time immemorial, since the decade and a half that I started looking at it. I think that when we look at metrics like that, and if stuff starts getting really out of whack compared to where it was in our heyday, 10 years ago, I guess you could say we're in our heyday now too. But when things like that start looking a little bit different, when we start having constraints there and we don't address them, that's when I'll say that the city is not being successful. Oh, it's extremely important. I think that that's how we know whether the developments that we put in are doing what they're intended to or not. I think that especially, there's sort of two aspects to the business community, right? There's what I would say are the huge businesses that come in. You have like your TIs, your Raytheon, State Farms, but then you also have what we call sort of like the feeder fish businesses, right? All the retail that's there that comes up because of those big businesses and the employees and other things that they provide. I think of a lot of like the shops that we have in our innovation quarter that are there and doing work because of all the stuff that Raytheon is building and all the other manufacturing that goes on, say at like Lennox or Fujitsu. And so, I think about those feeder fish businesses, and it's almost two separate constituencies. One, I want to make sure that the bigger businesses, obviously, we have to take care of them. They are big employers. They're the ones that provide a huge amount of money to our tax base, and we couldn't do a lot of the cool things that we do without those businesses. And they're so big, it's almost like a case-by-case basis for engaging with them. The smaller businesses, that's the kind of thing where you have to go into the shops, you have to ask people how things are going, and the small decisions, what apartment complex do you put here, right? What streets do you close down? That impacts them, and it's very case-by-case, but the decisions we make on a day-to-day basis on city council have immediate impacts to those business. So that critical constantly going back and forth feedback is really important. Yes, our Wildflower Arts and Music Festival, WAMFest, is coming up in May. I am really, really excited. We're going to have some great bands coming through, awesome food vendors, just lots of local artists coming through too. It's always a good time. It's something really special that Richardson puts on for the community. So please go check that out. Usually concurrent with that, we also have Cottonwood Arts Festival, which is a much more laid back arts, it's an art show in Cottonwood Park in Richardson. Lots of wonderful artists come in to showcase their sculptures and paintings and things like that. Again, local bands kind of providing some good music. It'll be a good time. We love the arts in Richardson. Come check us out.